Cooler weather is around the corner, but while warm weather is still here, take advantage of our $49 home comfort checkup. Stay comfortable year-round with our services at Premier Heating and Air. And rebates are starting at $1,500 with the purchase of a new heating and air system and your choice of a free gift from a $100 Visa gift card, Wi-Fi thermostat, or UV light. Experience the Premier difference today and stay comfortable year-round with our services. Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company. Log on to premierishere.com.
Welcome everybody. I'm glad to have with me today Dr. Swanson with GMC College, and you and I have actually talked on TV many years ago, but this is the first time under your new role with GMC. What made you want to come and take on this role, head of GMC in Dublin?
I saw the opportunity and I was really excited about it. I just completed my doctorate in 2023 and this was a leadership opportunity for me. Previously I worked with Oconee Fall Line Technical College and I learned a lot from there. I was very grateful for all the opportunities that I had there, but I couldn't pass up this opportunity to work for GMC. I also love the core values that they have of duty, honor, and love of country, and I was drawn to it. So I'm very proud to be here.
Yeah, it's hard not to. Just a strong tradition. We should all be proud to live in the United States. Sure, we may disagree on things, but this experiment they started 249 years ago is still working. So
yes.
We have faults, but we work with them. And speaking of a long time, GMC has been part of the landscape for, I guess, almost 150 years.
Pretty close, 146
1879,
years.
yeah.
Yes.
So share with our viewers, you mentioned a couple right there, but talk to us about the history of this college.
Well, GMC began with the purpose of fostering the qualities of good citizenship by educating young men and women in the Middle Georgia area. Our main campus in Milledgeville has the old Capitol building. It was the seat of government for the state of Georgia from 1807 to 1868. Yeah. And walking into that building is like walking through history. It's pretty remarkable. It's a very beautiful structure of a building.
It is.
They've kept it pretty close to what it looked like back in the 1800s. I'm very excited about that. We're also a public state authority. So 94% of our students are Georgia residents within the junior college, and 100% of those, of course, at the prep school are Georgia residents. And I'm also a part of junior college, so most of our conversation today will talk about the college opportunities for the junior college.
Yeah, and there's a lot of opportunities since I went to school way back in the late 70s. Things have changed. I wish we'd had dual enrollment back then. I just think that is such a good thing. But you can literally do college your own way. I mean, they're online or on campus. You have a hybrid version. Talk about that a minute.
Well, that's one of the things that GMC is very grateful and we have a lot of pride in, is that we can offer those flexibilities to our students. So we offer a lot of different modalities. One of those is online, so students can, take college classes anywhere they are, and it does take a different skill set to be an online student. We also have remote options where the student can come to the campus and any one of our satellite campuses and actually have a live lecture with another instructor at another different location. Our hybrid courses also provide them opportunity to do a mix of all of those different things where they can come in person on a day. They might do a remote option where they still have a live lecture, or they might have a hybrid course where they have an online component and still completing assignments. So I think it's very important that we offer that flexibility for students so that it meets the needs that they have, and then allow them to get an education no matter what their background is or what their current responsibilities are.
Yeah, my son, I mentioned to you a few weeks ago, he graduated from here. He was a non-traditional student, went back to school after a period of time. And I really want to stress to those watching, you do it online, you're not out there all by yourself. You can still call, you can get help, your instructor, counselor, whatever, but they're not left alone, are they?
No, they're not. They always have someone to talk to. They have an assigned grad coach that they communicate with throughout the entire time that they're with the college, And then, of course, if they're doing online classes, they're not completely on an island by themselves because they have their instructor they can reach out to.
And not all degrees are created equal. I know with your program, it's the Global Online Leadership College. You offer 19 associate degrees, I believe, and 5 bachelor degrees, totally online. That's amazing. So how is that working?
It works great. Again, I want to mention that an online student, you have to know the best way that you learn. Online is a great way to get an education, and it can be very rewarding. Students who are a good fit for this are those that are very goal-oriented, they're independent learners, they can be self-paced, they are comfortable with technology, and they have to be planners. They also have to be very strong writers, because all of the communication that happens during the online course is writing. So you have to be able to do that. Students who are a good fit for that are busy professionals, parents. It allows them to do their coursework anytime during the day. So yeah, online is a good fit for those individuals.
Yeah, you must have discipline.
That's right.
A strong discipline along with the other things
That's
you're
right.
mentioning. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back right after this.
Progressive Rural Telephone Co-op offers a full range of communication products and services to its members in Lawrence County and surrounding areas. We take pride in being your total communications provider, and we work hard to provide quality services at the best prices. In addition to offering phone service, we provide high-speed internet and digital high-def TV. And we always strive to put our members first. Progressive Rural, your total communications company. Small enough to know you, large enough to serve you. ProgressiveTel.com. Call 478-984-4201 or stop by 890 Simpson Avenue in Rents. Progressive Rural Telephone Co-op.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm continuing my conversation with Dr. Swanson here at GMC College. I mentioned dual enrollment before the break. Lord, I wish they'd had that when I was coming through school. But my favorite part of it is, being the frugal person I am, is free to the student. The state pays for this, don't they?
That's correct. As long as it's an approved course through the Georgia Student Finance, then they can take classes. They can get up to 12 credit hours per term, 45 credit hours throughout the whole thing, as long as it's approved and they meet the eligibility requirements. So any students who are interested in dual enrollment should first talk with a counselor at the high school.
Right. So dual enrollment, if it's approved, you come, and let's say 11, you got to be 11th grader, right?
Yes, at least 11th grade.
11th. So if you come 11th, 12th grade, can you graduate high school and graduate with an associate's degree? Is that possible by the time you graduate high school?
You can. Like I said, 45 credit hours of those is approved for DE funding. And then after that, they would probably have to pay out of pocket, but we have low tuition rates. So
Yeah.
yes, they could finish high school with an associate's degree.
Yeah, that's the good thing about staying here at home. Everything you need used to not be that way. The closest one, I guess, was Cochran. You could go to Middle Georgia College when I was young. But now, you can stay right here at home, not have that heavy debt when you graduate, like going off. You mentioned 94%, I believe, that are Georgia kids. And it's just a great way to do it. I mean, it's just absolutely... graduate, because so many people graduate. You got your doctorate degree a few years ago. There's a cost to that.
There is, yes, a big cost.
You wrote a lot of checks, didn't you? Or maybe
That's
not
right.
a lot, but big checks when you did, right?
That's right.
But I am, always have been, when I've been to GMC in the past, I never knew some of the degrees you could get, like with Homeland Security and things like that, information system analytics, forensic lab technology. These are out of the box type things. Talk about those.
Well, that's a great question. So thank you for asking that. I'm incredibly excited about these degree programs. We've worked really hard to develop these so that we can give our students a significant advantage in the job market. Mm-hmm. And these programs directly align with some of the highest or fastest growing, highest paying career fields, ensuring that our graduates are well prepared for success.
Yeah.
So,
and supply chain management. See, I never heard that term my whole life until COVID and all that happened. We had ships backed up out east and west coast, I guess, New Jersey, Georgia, California, but supply chain management, what a degree to get. You're just opening the door to like you just said, a well-paid job, aren't you?
that's right. And most of our, like I mentioned earlier about our core values, duty, honor, and love of country, all of our courses, no matter what degree program it is centered on leadership. So we want our students to go out prepared to lead.
We mentioned the free part of dual enrollment, but let's talk about how you can help. There's different ways. I know you have grants and things like that. You help with financial counseling, that kind of thing. So let's talk about people watching, prospective students watching, the affordability of coming to GMC.
Well, affordability is central to our mission, and we're dedicated to making a college degree achievable for everyone. We do this in 3 different ways. We have low tuition and fees, which means that you're not going to pay out-of-state tuition. You're also going to have a very low fee tuition book, where a lot of colleges will charge hundreds of dollars to just get your books for your courses, and we don't do that. We also have financial aid and scholarships, so you would apply for financial aid, and we have a dedicated financial aid team that would help you through that entire process to make sure that you get all the documents and everything that you need to support it. And then we also focus heavily on our military. So we have military and veteran benefits. So with the GI Bill and tuition-based assistance programs, we focus really highly on our military. We want to make sure that they can get the education that they want as well.
It's there's money to be gotten, and the thing about it, y'all can connect the dots.
Right.
Where somebody watching right now, when we started this interview, you probably said, there's no way I can afford college. There's no way. But it's affordable. And I mentioned non-traditional a while ago. If you've been out of school 30 years and the plant you were at shut down, you're thinking, what am I going to do? Well, come and talk to. It don't cost you a thing to come talk.
Right.
And you say, well, I don't even know what I could do. Well, we have ways to do that. You can test and see what area of expertise that fits that particular person. So I think it's great. Another way to save, I've never heard of this, but through your 8-week accelerated program, you can get a bachelor's degree in 3 years. Now, that's saving some money, cutting off a year in it.
That's right. And you can get to your career field a year earlier than the typical 4 years that you would do at most colleges.
Yeah. And start making money.
That's right. And that's the goal, is to make money, right?
Yeah. And to get a degree at GMC College, that employer that you're talking to, they recognize that school. They know the rich history. They know the military side of it. And just like I had a prospective employee call my wife and said, does your husband look at Facebook before he hires anybody? And she said, yeah, absolutely. He looked at, well, oh my goodness, I had things on there. And I say that, you know, you can do all the right things, but that social media imprint, those things don't go away. They're always out there in the cloud, and they're somewhere. Right. You may have deleted it off your history, but they're there. So, you know, you can have the best education and then shoot yourself in the foot. I talk to young people all the time and impress upon them, not only my grandkids, but young people, because when you're young, you know, we knew everything back then. Mom and Daddy didn't know anything.
Right.
And then we figured, I was about 27 when the light come on. I thought, oh my goodness, James, you are so dumb. Because your parents are looking out after you. They're trying to get you started off on the right foot. So we're going to take another quick break. We'll come back and wrap things up. Stay with us.
Citizens Bank of Lawrence County, green and growing, invested in the communities we serve. For consumer loans, commercial loans, mortgage loans, contact us at 272-7775 or log on to cbs-lc.com. Citizens Bank of Lawrence County, located on Hillcrest Parkway and downtown in the Henry Building. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
The weather's cooling down, football's in the air, and there's never been a better time to get a winning deal at Dublin Chevy GMC. Whether it's an EV or an HD, a GMC or a Chevrolet, with savings up to $10,000 off MSRP, now's the time to get a new Chevy or GMC truck. And if you're planning those fall trips to the ball game, come check out our full selection of family-sized SUVs. So while summer might be winding down in Middle Georgia, we're just cranking up the deals at Dublin Chevy GMC.
Welcome back, everybody. We'll kind of wrap things up. If you just join us, we will air this program again, or you can go to our YouTube channel. That's one thing about young people. People my age, we watch television. These young people that you deal with, mostly young people, I've had them come in at restaurants and say, Mr. Dill, I was over there watching so-and-so you did. You know, they got an iPad, iPhone, this, whatever, you know.
Right. So
they're into technology. And me, when my Apple phone, I can't get it to work, I just ask my 8-year-old grandson, and he'll, this is all you got to do. You
right.
know? But it's just a different, and it's good because these kids now that you're educating, they better know computers.
Yes.
Because that's
Technology is very important.
Absolutely. So, and now's the time to get on this road to success because we've got quarter 2, quarter 3 coming. Quarter 2, October 14th. So somebody watching today, there's no better time than right now. If you put it off to quarter 3, starts January 7th, you know, out of sight, out of mind sometimes, but now's the time to get in here and figure out how GMC can work with you and help you. But how do they get started on this next quarter?
Well, the time is to act now. Quarter 2 does start October 14th. We've made the enrollment process extremely simple and straightforward so students can quickly get on the road to success. The first thing you need to do is go to gmc.edu. There is a little red button at the top right that says Start Here. You click on that, another box will pop open, and then you click on Apply Now. It only takes a few minutes to complete the application. And then you're going to get in touch with an enrollment coach who will help you through the entire process, through financial aid, through whatever documents you need to bring. It's really easy and then registering for classes. We also don't require SAT or ACT scores for general admission, so we try to also make the transfer from another college to our institution very easy. And then you can bring those credits with you as you transfer from one college to another. So we're very excited to help you get started with this. And our next quarters again begin October 14th and January the 7th, so it's a perfect time to join GMC.
Absolutely, and you talk about that coach, you literally will hold their hand through the whole process until they graduate. You're never alone. You're never out on some island somewhere.
That's right.
You wonder, I'm out here all by myself, I can't do this. No, you've got this coach, you've got people encouraging you all the way through. And your door is almost always open. If it's not open, you're on a conference call or you in here with some dude trying to interview you, like right now. But I'm surprised nobody's knocked on the door, so we got a good thing going. Now that I mention that, somebody will knock. But it's just a great time to start. And you mentioned the website. It is so easy to maneuver. You know, some websites you go on, they're so difficult. But you go on to GMC's and it's just easy to walk through
That's
it,
right.
see. And I've been all through the website, the reason I can say that. And if some older dude can find their way through it, I know you younger people can. And even maybe young at heart that wants to come. So there's something for everybody. And don't think you're ever too old to go to school. I have a lady in my, I've known her my whole life. She's 87. And she went back to school and got her, she was working at West Lawrence, she wanted to be a parapro. So she went back and got whatever education she needed to be a parapro. She works with special ed kids. This woman is the most incredible. Most people is done working at 87, and it's like she just started.
Yeah.
And she's always been that way. She's worked her whole life, but it's such a joy and fulfillment to work with these special kids. I was out recently, and we did a show out with a chef that come to town, and we went with the special needs kids. It is. I told the women that were teaching, I said, this has got to be the best job. It's got to be the best job. So Miss Shirley is 87. I think she's 88 now, but you're never too old. And I always think of her when I think people say, well, I'm just too old to learn. No. You know, out in the country growing up, we'd always say, when you're green, you grow. When you're ripe, you're ripe. So we should always keep growing. And GMC is the perfect place. So is there anything that we hadn't talked about that you'd like to touch on before we close?
Well, I'll just add that you're never too old to learn. I didn't actually go to college until I was in my mid-30s. So that's not a traditional student. That's a non-traditional student. Most students, are in high school, or they just graduated high school and they go on to college. So if there is something that you're passionate about and you want to do, let us help you, achieve that dream. We would be glad to do that. It's so easy, financial aid process, just filling out the application and getting in touch with that enrollment coach, and then you stay with a grad coach throughout the entire time. There's no reason not to start. Our population here right now is mostly dual enrollment, but we are extremely excited about having some of those non-traditional students come into our doors, and we would love to help you start on a new career journey. So enroll today.
Well, you see, the head person went to school, went to college later in life, and what better person to hold your hand and walk you through this. So GMC's a great, every time I come in, it's like, I always take the stairs for some reason, I don't know.
I do too.
Some of them were looking at me like, all this equipment I lugged up, but I try to get my steps in every day.
That's right.
And lugging all this equipment is even a better way to go up the stairs. So, but I don't know why. I'm not scared of elevators. But if I was going up 100 stories, sure, I'd take the elevator. But we're on the, I guess, third floor. Is that where we're at?
Technically, well, it's labeled the second floor, but it's kind of like the third floor because mezzanine is up under us, which is technically the second floor. But we're the second floor. If you get on the elevator, you press the number 2 to come up to the second floor.
But the mezzanine you're talking about, that's where I stopped and catch my breath this morning. I look out, and it's so beautiful. Y'all, we're in the skyscraper, if you didn't already know that, but it is the most beautiful building to me in town. It's a old First National Bank building. And when Mr. McCall came in and redid this, spent millions of dollars. I remember the day all the GMC people were here, and we all joined outside and had a bunch of ceremonies and dedicated the building. And that's been 10 years ago. Boy, time flies, don't it?
It really does.
It's just, the older you get, it's like a roller coaster. But it's just amazing that was 10 years ago. And the people that have been educated since then.
That's right.
And going to be educated in the future. So GMC is the place to start. So come on in, go online and get that part started. Come on in, and we'll be glad to help you. Thank you so much for talking to me. I know you're really busy, but thank you for taking the time to talk with me.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.